Now let's look at another pairing of possibility in the houses astrologically. First of all, you need to go to my birth chart calculator at astrolada.com, for which I'm giving you a direct link here. And you need to know your time of birth, because we're looking at houses astrologically and they're determined by the exact time of birth, at least within 10-15 minutes, if not exactly precise. And then I want you to check in which areas of your horoscope, which I will show you now, you have most planets, most clusters of planets. And we're looking only at the 7 visible traditional planets. We're looking at the Sun, the Moon, we call them planets in astrology, Venus, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter. Don't look at Rahu, don't look at Ketu, only at those 7 positions, those 7 planets. And the first pairing of houses, if you have 3 or more planets situated in the 1st, 4th, 7th, or 10th houses, these are the ones, and these are the signs from the ascendant we're looking at. We're not looking at house, we're looking at sign of the ascendant. These are the ones. So say you have Saturn here and Venus. Then you have the Sun here, and then you have Mars here, for instance, or maybe you have Jupiter here. Any of 3 or 4 or more planets in one of those 4 squares. These are the first sign from the first sign of the ascendant, the 4th sign, the 7th sign, and the 10th sign. If you have most of your planets, or at least a big cluster of planets, if you have in those 4 big squares, then you're more of the cardinal type, you're more of the initiating type, because those houses, planets in those houses are in initiating phase. So basically, these are people that would look quite powerful. They would be people who, when you see them, they are strong, they know what they want. They can be always, sometimes even harsh, because they're this kind of a pointed energy. Those 4 houses, they're like the backbone of the horoscope. They're the cardinal houses, they're the angles of the horoscope, and the planet that has most initiating and creative energy. So such people often would be manifestors of tangible things in the world. They can create things, they can start projects. If you want someone to lead you, if you want someone to take quick decisions, to make a lot of things that transpire into reality, into the material, manifest into the material world, you're looking for people who have planets on those 4 angles, on these 4 signs, in those 4 sign positions from the ascendant. So these are the cardinal initiating people. In best case, they're manifestors, they're leaders, they're initiators, they're powerful people. In the worst case, they can come on too strong. They can sometimes, be too. They can be insensitive to others. Basically, they have a plan and they just want to do it, and they don't care, and they go and do it. The next pairing of houses is if you have planets in the 2nd, 5th, 8th, and 11th. Most planets, 3 or more. So basically, say Saturn and here, Venus here, let's say with the Sun, maybe Jupiter here, it doesn't matter. But in any of those squares that I'm showing you, it's the 2nd square from the ascendant, the 5th, the 8th, or the 11th. Let's say we have Mercury here, which is not astrologically correct, because Mercury can never be far away from the Sun. But anyway, let's say you have 3 or more planets clustered in those 4 squares when you look, basically the 2nd, 5th, 8th, and 11th. Planets in those houses are in more consolidating, accumulating phase, consolidating. Basically these people would be more reliable. When they start something, they would finish it. Such people would be able to make money financially, to persevere financially. These are financial houses. These are houses of consolidation, of accumulation. Such people will be reliable when they start something to finish it. They'll be financially more aware as well. There will be people who keep the status quo, who basically, if you want to hire someone who wants to keep up and do the same job and persevere for a long time, find people with planets, more planets, 3 or more planets in those so-called the fixed houses. These people, in the best case scenario, they can be the ones like a pillar of society. They maintain things running. They're very reliable. They're financially usually quite stable as well. Their life tends to be stable. They never go and they don't like big changes. But the negative side is that they can be possessive. They can be rigid. They do not like changes much, and changes scare them a lot. And new things, you know, they'll try to avoid new things as much as possible. They try to build upon what is already created. They try to build upon it and maintain it. And if you have planets in the last pairing, who are mostly concentrated in the last pairing, third, basically here, 6th, 9th, and 12th houses. Basically here, 6th, 12th, 9th, and 3rd. If you see mostly planets, say here, here, 3 or more planets there, or here, in this part of your horoscope, in these signs from the ascendant, this is the so-called mutable people. These are people of change. These people will change a lot. They're very adaptable. Put them in any place of the world. For instance, I have, out of the 7 planets, I have 6 planets in 3rd and 9th in mutable places. So such people can change place very often. They can initiate a lot of changes in the they're adaptable. Basically, they can move a lot as well, and they'll not initiate new changes like big drastic changes. But if something needs improvement, these are the people that can go around it, that they can basically improve on something that already exists, that they can adapt it so it's more acceptable, you know, that it's improved. These are people of improvement. And such people on the best side, they're like very flexible, they're very sensitive to others, but they can be a bit indecisive. They can be, you know, taking decisions, and just like the people with planets here mostly in the angular houses, they're very decisive. They decide something, they go for it. These people might be like, shall I do it, shall I not? They can be like a bit of a seesaw there, indecisiveness. They can be a bit of trying to please others too much, because they tend to see the all sides of a matter, you know. Everything is made of, it's not only one-sided. They're like kind of gray people. They see the black and the white, and they can't decide which is the right one. But they're great accommodators. They're great for helping professions, for instance, because they sympathize with others. They can see your perspective. But sometimes they can be pleasers to others, and others can, you know, think of them that they're like two-sided people sometimes, you know. They often say to me, all my friends, oh, you're so nice, you're so sweet, you know, you're so lovely, but you always agree with everyone. So such people can accommodate others a lot. This is the more negative side, and they can be more wishy-washy, as they say. And they can be more swayed by others. They're more introspective, they're more intellectual, they're more like within a little bit more into their own world, not so much initiative. And each of the 3 groups attacks problems in different ways. So if you have more planets in those 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th, such people, if there is a problem in front of them, they'll just change direction. Say something's not working, you're a boss of a company, something's not working out, you're trying to work with a group of people. The cardinal people, they'll just say, right, you're fired, you're hired, that's it, we continue like that. They can change direction very quickly, take fast decisions, and, you know, make the things run. If you have mostly planets, more planets in the 2nd, 5th, 8th, and 11th, the consolidating houses, these people, they will butt heads. They will not want to change things. They'll try to run, you know, there is a boulder in front of them. They try to push through the boulder. You know, the cardinal people, the ones with the planets here, they'll just change direction, go around it, and continue. The mutable people, they're like water. They would go around it somehow, you know. They would accommodate it. They would embrace the rock. Say, like the example we started, something is not working for a project, there is an obstacle, people don't get along, and these people will try to appease everyone, will try to work with the good sides and the negative sides of, you know, of everyone in the team, and kind of to be a mediator, moderator, you know. So you see, people with different, you know, with more planets, 2 more planets in any of those 3 combinations will approach problems in life in different ways. you know, which has positive sides and which has negative sides. And very often you have maybe 2 planets here, 2 planets here, 3 planets here. Then you're not, you know, you have qualities of all these groups. But if you see someone with 3, 4 or 5 more planets in just one of those groups, then these people, the qualities that I talked about, they become very prominent in them. You know, so this is how we look at houses according to the modalities of the houses, the very cardinal one, the initiating power one. Then the second pairing is the consolidating, accumulating ones that do not like change. And the third ones are very changeable and adaptable. Thank you.